Hello gamers, hello noobs. Welcome to game number 40. For this one, I'm with one of the best spy players on site. He's extremely effective as assassin, and very deliberate as Morgana. On the other hand, he has insanely strong picks as VT, and isn't afraid as Merlin to call clean. He has a lot of experience, and is currently ranked as 4th in the overall tourney performance, with crazy 60% win rate. Let's welcome Vice Captain of Team 3, Meir.
Hey, Pat, thanks for having me.
My pleasure.
I'm very excited to be on the video series for Tourney number 7 with you.
And we have a regular game, seemingly, but I could see those players playing in special.
Yeah, it's true. It's a stacked regular game. And M1 picks are underway.
So 1.1, 1.2 is off picking Medusa instead of Starboard with one of the hammers.
Let's see.
But this is Dev, so Dev has his picks.
Right. Starboard does do some Man. Then okay, so like hammer block 1.1, 2.5 hammer block, and then next one is hammer blocks him with the other hammer with 1.5.
Mm-hmm.
So Medusa's got one team for 1.5, 2.5, right? It's like he wants Starboard on, I suppose. Oh no, he wants Wangle on. I mean after 1.1, 1.2. So
There's 1.3 of approve.
yeah.
Or off pick. 1.5 is gonna be what? Vangle because of
I mean, this pick ends up getting picked when 1.1, 1.2 happens. Makes sense, you know? Because then if
this is an accuse, by the way.
What's an accuse?
This exactly peak will have to be accused after 1.4.
Oh.
Oh!
Oh.
Well, well, well. Alright, so, well, certainly unexpected. Unfortunately not clean.
Let's see, what do you think Dusa could be, if not spy right now? Is there any he's got to want to see top if Dusa was VT, top 4 is a very valid team. So
With
he's not
1.4? And,
you're right. Oh, never mind. Yeah. No, that's a good point. I was looking at 1-1 to 1-3. No, yeah, he's legit to not want.
The problem with Medusa being crashed right now is that 3.1 passed.
It still doesn't mean he can off-app. Like, he off-app something that has 2.5 on it, you know? So what he probably should do if he's res is, like, advocate for Me-Man picking something. This game is moving pretty fast.
We are already in crit. Pretty much zero info.
Unrejectable without PR info, you know?
So, really, if Medusa is res, then 3.1 passing is detrimental.
Wangle sounds pretty spy. Or at least she's defending Starboard, I think. It's like making Starboard sound okay. Wow, this game is moving fast. It is 5:08, and
We are already in crit.
Yeah. That's what happens when 2.1 and 3.1 are apt, right?
This is definitely gonna be a chat game. 100% sure. The people who should be talking the most, Meeman and Vangle Bangle. So let's tune into their chat and see what they have to say. Because if Meeman and Vangle both decide to still spy Medusa, then they res Dev because of 3.1 failing, and that forces a conflict between them because of left-hand side failing.
Yeah, but the only way Medusa's spy is if left hand side Manu is team, and that doesn't like. Guess that doesn't seem right with Wangle's chat after 3.1. So probably Medusa's res. And
he has hammer, so
and if it's anti-Wangle Starboard, that'd be a little sad because then 1.5 is, you know, 1.5 is unfortunate, but like I would still get why he picks 1.5, you know. Although, who's the add to it after, like when it's not because Medusa's the add to it.
mm-hmm.
Euphoria.
Could be Starboard. Could be Starboard. Could be Duff.
Yeah. But you know what? The thing is, Medusa kind of shaded M1s, so it's already like who's Merlin on it would be, so if it was anti-Wangle Starboard, it would be Me-Man or Medusa are the only Merlins, and I feel like Medusa can't get away with off-apping as Merlin when your off-app has a 2.5 on it. Let's see. Is he apping?
The first pick. And he's not apping, he's pick rejecting and saying that Medusa is probably res. Or even both of them, like Bangle and Medusa could be both res.
Right.
6. I'm really trying to follow the chat. Meeman also says that it's not square, so hey, he shouldn't like top. I mean, if it's top, then such an unfortunate game. So yeah, I would assume that this game Medusa is res. So Starbus says, I wonder if Vank is going to ship me, or if it's Fash who will win my heart. And this is pretty much saying that they are one res from Spy.
Yeah, I mean, when this kind of stuff happens, you just think that Medusa's res. Otherwise, like someone would have like picked clean already.
But this chat, you see, that's the point with this chat, is that he says it's Vank versus Medusa pretty much. Well, instead of resing Medusa, you know, so strange. I might not be a fan of Starboard this game.
Well, Starboard Wangle Spies has Dusa and Me-Man as Merlins. 1.4 is pretty PR because like top 4 is a very likely team right after. Oh, actually, I don't know. Maybe I could think top 4 is not team after 1.2 happens because 1.2 kind of makes top 4 likely to happen. Yeah.
What about anti-Meeman and Starboard?
Um. And this game is pretty chaotic. I feel like I'd be having a bad time as VT this game if I didn't have no info. Cause if I wasn't on teams, because this is just rough. I would pick up Medusa here, or just like move to Hammer if I was VT this game, because it just seems like people are giving him a chance to be res after he did that 2.1.
You know,
Like,
Meir, my idea for this game as spectators is to assume that Medusa is VT. You know,
eh,
let's assume that Medusa is VT and try to solve from his POV.
sure. Like he should not off app a pick with Hammer in it. Probably, it's not really a fair move to do as res. It's not really helpful. Um,
But then, if you decide to spy Starbird, is Manu just confess? Of course, because of M2 failing.
yeah, but like,
And I do think that Starbird is a spy this game. Meeman and Def are spying each other, by the way. So Vangle Bangle would be... No, it's Meeman who's spying Def. Def isn't spying him back. That looks like anti-Starbird and Bangle Bangle with Def Merlin, perhaps.
you said what?
It could be because Meeman is spying Def and Def isn't spying him back. This opens
Right.
up anti-Starbird Vangle Bangle with Def Merlin.
Yeah, but Wendell already said this is Menu's team. So you're saying zigzag, like anti-dev Menu? Well,
Def
Euphoria
approved. Okay, this is useful. This is very useful.
said it's Manu's team. So, like, there's only a couple teams left after Dev apps that and Wendell says that, you know?
You know, I think that Vangle Bangle is confess. I would res Manu because I think that Starbird sounds like a spy. And then it's besides top and or Def, but I wouldn't go with top.
Dev sounds pretty spy.
Hmm. Okay, so if you think that Def is looking spy, then this
Dev
kind
Manu.
of changes my reads.
I feel like it's Dev Manu spies based on stuff that just happened now.
Def minus spies. Yeah, I can see that actually.
Dev Manu spies, Wangle Merlin or something. Me man, Percival.
So Manu is trying to claim Hammer here.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, is he trying to claim Hammer? Because he's calling called Me Man Spy. So how is he claiming Hammer? Claiming Me
Yeah.
Man
Well,
spies?
that's a good point. Well, he said that we are doing 4.2 and just upping.
Me Man Medusa spies, but like, um,
Okay, I'm changing my read on Starboard, frankly, and I can buy.
do I buy Me Man Medusa spies? I don't
Do
know.
you buy Def and Meeman? No, Def and Meeman makes no sense. It
7.
looks like anti-Def, like you said, it looks like an anti-Def and Manu.
Yeah, I think that's it. Wangle Merlin checks out when she kind of defended Starboard at 3.1 a little bit.
Yeah, Starboard sounds like fully flipped. The more I read him, the more I actually think he's res. I just didn't like one shot from him. And I didn't like
Like,
the chat
or
that said
the
that
other.
Dev and Mangle is one rest, one spy.
Oh yeah. What do you say, sir, Pat?
So I said that I didn't like Starboard for saying that Vangle and Duza is one rest, one spy, more or less. And it makes
Did he say that?
sense now.
Wait, did Starboard say that?
He said something like, I want one, something about sheeping me. Will Vangle sheep me or will Medusa sheep me?
Yeah, but like, I don't know. Starboard's probably Rez's game anyway, right? Sounds
Mm-hmm.
kind of ET. And the other possibility is it's me, man, Deuce spies, and Wangle is not Merlin because Wangle is kind of pushing towards Deuce a little bit.
I don't really like Meme and Duza for some reason.
Yeah, that's possible. But then in that case, like Wangle is probably VT, I think.
Yeah, so what is the chat?
I don't know. Two teams right now look like me, Mandusa versus Manu Dev, and with Starboard Wangle as confirmed res. I don't know. We'll see, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
I would lean more towards.
I'm upping this. Starboard
Uh,
says I'm upping this.
oh, really? I don't like Manu Dev. I feel like I like them as spies more, but. Uh
And I also
oh.
think this is a vote by, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. I,
And this is a RAS game. I mean, not maybe a RAS game, but this is a game that got to crit, and
Deuce
so
is
far, not a
vote
single
by.
win.
Yeah, Deuce is calling it a vote by too. I don't know. I feel like it's a well, we're gonna find out soon, right? Either this plus Dev and Wangle is not Merlin, or it's Euphoria, Manu, and Wangle is spies and Wangle is PR, and then she's gonna.
Oh, well, yes, but the thing that makes me think right now is that Starboard said that I'm upping this, and he
Yeah,
didn't up this.
on this he's VT anyway, right?
But he didn't up.
Oh, sorry, no. I meant on Manu Euphoria Spies he's VT. On this he can be PR. In fact, so he likely is.
But he
Uh,
didn't vote. You see?
yeah, he's still
But he
thinking. He
said that he's upping.
said his opinion. He's
It's so
still,
strange.
which makes me think he's more likely VT and waiting for the cue from Wangle, and Wangle's going to be like, no, reject.
Mm-hmm.
She's dead Merlin, unfortunately, but we'll see. I don't know. Hmm. Uh-oh. Well, we've got Starboard saying, I'll app this. Oh,
Okay.
now.
Well, start. I might. Oh, this is.
All
Okay, this
right.
is passing. And I think that
Oh,
Medusa is Russ.
I lean more towards. Well,
Oh
uh
dear.
oh.
Seems like another mission loss.
Because like Me Man spied Dev, and then Dev was like, I don't know how Me Man can spy me. He didn't really spy him back. Uh, call is a callback to my game earlier today where I made the wrong decision in this case and went with the person who didn't spy back the person spying them.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, very sad. But so I can't quite say like obvious based on that, but that still makes me like Dev Manu spies more. Um, but let's see if it was Dev Manu spies, who's Merlin, right? Maybe Me Man.
Meeman. Yeah.
Because at this point, if Wangle's Merlin, then she's really not giving herself much. Like she was like, if you app, then maybe I'll app. I don't know. She's not giving her much leeway to reject.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
All
ooh,
right.
oh, all right, all right,
Okay.
all right.
Well, I was sheeped.
Well, um, yeah. I mean, so was Wangle. She was like kind of talking to Medusa more as if Medusa was Res then. But you know what? She was good. She didn't say anything wrong. I think. Um,
We did have. They did gain a lot of information here.
Oh, I would shoot starboard here, right? Like,
You think it's starboard, yes?
yeah.
Hmm. Because the spies are thinking it's death.
Oh, starboard off picked two spies at the beginning, so um
Starboard, yes, that's for correct.
but like let me read starboard. Spies aren't interested in shooting starboard, so maybe he unmerlined in a way that I missed.
I actually do think it's maybe even starboard to death and Meman. That's why he thinks Medusa's self-approving because his co-spy's in a bad situation.
I mean, starboard said something like you said that that's pretty PR. I didn't even notice it at the time, but I wonder if Wang is going to shoot me or if it's Fash who will win my heart. He's
Yeah,
very poetic.
yeah, it was
Very
literally
poetic.
saying they're one response spy.
Calling zigzag not team, so when it's like a very likely team to a VT, right? Unless I
Mm-hmm.
missed something that eliminated that already. Uh, oh, listen, Wangle like really was correct all the time. She could still be Merlin. I think she did a good job no matter what role she is. She was very dynamic. She was talking to everyone. She wasn't like exactly clear about what she liked, but she was like producing info and getting liked and even
Mm.
on 2 and M3. So how did that happen? Maybe because she did 1.3 and Me Man likes to res people who res him when he's Morg. He did that last game. Um,
Mm-hmm.
which is, in my opinion, not the way to go about playing Morg, but
I
uh,
can actually see starboard being Merlin. 1.1 would be a little bit risky, sure, but yeah, this chat about Vangle Bangle and Medusa pretty much being one response spy.
yeah, like how does he do that?
Exactly. That's why I kind of spied him for this chat exactly, because it seems so
Yeah, but there were notes. There
different.
were at that point there were like notes left without him. But I totally thought Manu and Dev were spies when Dev like was reluctant to spy Me Man back like that.
Mm.
Uh,
That means that Merlin got confessed, perhaps.
yeah. Um,
And neither
so,
Manu nor Death were confessed, so yeah, I think I would shoot inside of Vangle Bangle and Starboard. Wow. They won't shoot them, by the way. So if it's Starboard, then what lines are we looking at? Dev to Starboard?
I don't think Wangle's Merlin. Because Starboard said he was apping, and Wangle still like questioned him. And then he still said he was apping. So Starboard PR, Wangle VT. Um, yeah, I don't think Starboard could be VT here, right?
I don't think so.
So Starboard Merlin, Starboard to Manu, Starboard to Dev.
Mm-hmm.
If it's Starboard to Dev, then he's still like, how does he call? Um, if it's Starboard to Dev, in that case, he would like have already solved the full team when he says that thing about whether he likes Wangle or Dusa. Unless he was still considering the chance of having them two res and he just wanted to say that like funky line. Um,
I'm thinking that Starboard to Dev, he should dislike Dev for just being silent when Meman spies him.
yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
I just wouldn't shoot that because of that exactly.
Yeah, That's why I wanted to shoot starboard like right at the beginning before I saw 1.1. But like still like I could kind of
No, I'm
be down.
actually gonna GM starboard because this is I like dev to starboard the most right now.
Yeah, I like Manu or Dev to starboard.
Money to starboard. The 3.1 app on Percy to give
All right.
food.
It could be Wangle to starboard, but like that's very. I don't think that would be a good move for Wangle to like force him to make the decision of whether to app in crit. You know, even if it's a good on Percy, it still would get starboard killed.
I really
Uh,
yeah, I really dislike that combo.
yeah, so probably not. Um, but Manu to starboard or Dev to starboard work. Why don't you? Oh, well. Yeah, Dev shouldn't be Merlin because Me Man straight up spied him
Mm-hmm.
and was still liked over Me Man, you know, even with his like reluctant spying back.
Yep, I do agree with that one. And what's funny is that Spice literally started the assassination by saying it's just death.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it could be that Dev's Merlin, and the reason he got Merlin over Me Man is because Manu or Wangle is Percy, and they like they're chat reading someone, and you know I know they play their res games a lot based on like chat like preferences of how people sound when they're chatting instead of like what they're saying because of the like, social reading type of stuff. So in that case, like anything goes, right? So if they think if we think that Manu or Wangle could, well, Wangle didn't make the decision to res Dev. Wangle to Dev would be leaning on a VT and Starboard,
Mm-hmm.
but Starboard VT, which I don't love, just
No,
because like,
no way. No way.
well, if Starboard's a VT, then his chat about Dusa versus Wangle and his um, am I missing anything that could give him that info as a VT, and also the way he chose the right team.
He also instantly said I'm apping and then kinda acted like he's not apping and considering right now. And after M2
Yeah.
fails, he instantly spies Medusa.
Yeah. Oh, did he?
Yeah,
He spied
instantly.
after M3 failed.
Yeah,
Really?
M2
Wait.
failed.
Oh. Oh, like just for the off app type of thing.
Yeah.
Let me see.
M2 fails and he says, I'm spying Fash.
Uh.
Actually, only two people spied him, Miman and Starbird.
Oh
And
yeah.
M3 failed and he says, I'm resting death. And that means that he's still spying Medusa.
Yeah. Starboard sus. Um. Yeah. I mean, I didn't even see that, and I wanted to shoot Starboard just for like the way the Merlin hunt by spies went and didn't work. You know.
So,
Uh.
oh, death to Starboard now makes even more sense. Both Merlins spy Medusa. He apps 4.2, off picks two Merlins on square. It is what it is.
Hmm.
How do you think? I mean, because we are looking at death to Starboard, perhaps, or Manu to Starboard. And I think that death to Starboard is like so much stronger.
Uh. Okay. I haven't looked into that actually so much of which is a better Percy. Why do you think that is? That.
So that gives one reason why 3.1 passes,
Let's see.
because
Different one.
Percival is off and two Merlins is on. If it's Starboard, because then 3.1 has both Merlins.
Um. Yeah. You're saying I knew as Percy would reject.
There's a chance. I'm saying like this is like not
Right.
given, just like
Yeah.
giving a little bit more lead chance, like increases the chance of Dev being Percival.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's two Merlins, both Meman and Starboard. They said that Medusa is a spy. He apps
Mm-hmm.
4.2. Also, off-picks square would be two Merlins.
Right.
I think this is just like a perfect explanation of the game.
I mean, is there something that Starboard could have gotten this info from that Wangle and Medusa aren't two res?
Let's see chat after him too. But right now, I think that he just spied Medusa and didn't even start
Yeah.
thinking that he's Res because he's Merlin.
He spied Medusa and kept spying Medusa. You know. Well, he res Dev based on it at least. So.
So let's see the chat after. So M2 fails. He says that he's a spy. You're not reviving top. He says Fash and Dev are into Res. This is my current vibe. Unless Fash wants to spy me after I res Elf.
Well, Me Man doesn't want Starboard, so. So yeah, Starboard Percy to either Dev or Manu isn't crazy. You know, just and Starboard to Manu makes some more sense.
Starboard to Manu.
3.1 would be an un-Percy, but if it's Starboard to Dev, how does he then? If it's Starboard to Dev,
I don't think he goes with Dev. Like
yeah,
Zigzag should be better in this situation.
exactly. If it's Starboard to Dev, then like, how does he go with Dev? Like, Me Man's 1.4 is perfect in that case. If it's Starboard to Dev,
Mm-hmm.
mm.
And 3.1 fails.
3.1 fails, and he
Presses Dev instantly?
yeah uh
Strange.
well, okay, well, yeah, so if it's Starboard to Dev, then he's spying Medusa, and he reses Dev just because 3.1 failed. So even though Me Man accuses Euphoria, he doesn't care because 3.1 failed. So Me Man's team has been tested, and um yeah, so Starboard to Dev is not crazy. Sure. Um hmm.
Starboard to Dev. Well, that would be something. And also the Manu Percival. Starboard to Manu with 3.1. I know that Starboard really likes them Percy.
Yeah, Deuce says like Starboard is VT or Merlin. So I don't think he's VT.
I definitely think that he's PR. Could be Percival or Merlin. And Bangle Bangle should be VT then. Like fully VT. 100%. It's 100% not Vangle Merlin because I remember that she was talking to Medusa that she didn't want to up 3.1.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if it was Wangle, she wouldn't still be asking Starboard whether he's going to app after he said he's apping. Like, she would have just apped.
Mm-hmm. And then Manu.
When you're you're
Mm-hmm.
trying to get apped, and the other confirmed res is like, I'm apping, you just approve. You don't like stall it out more and make them think they're wrong and change their mind, you know? Unless she knows he's Percy, like somehow, and knows that he's not going to get it wrong.
Yeah, I would be definitely very ballsy as Merlin.
My GM would be Starboard.
Fully agree on that one. And they are
Starboard.
about to shoot death?
Even after all this, I haven't set a confident GM.
Very good intuition.
I wouldn't shoot Manu here, right? Just be Starboard Merlin or Starboard to Dev.
Mm-hmm. But then Starboard to Death. Well, Dev didn't spy Medusa.
Starboard can't really spy me, man. If it's Starboard to Dev, I mean, if it's Starboard to Manu, like, how can he pick the right team?
Oh, they are about to flip? Well, Starboard to Death really, it does make sense, you know. Like you said, because 3.1 fails and Meman spied Medusa. So this is his exact team. After 3.1 fails.
Dev to Starboard works too.
Yeah, I do think it's Dev to Starboard, actually. I think this is the combo I like the most currently.
I just don't really get when you're in Me-Man's position, you're more, and you like Dev shot, even like it's clear he wanted Dev shot like straight from the start. So why do you spy Dev?
Hmm.
Like, why not res Dev, spy Wangle Bangle, then shoot Dev if it doesn't work out? Why be like, I'm gonna spy Dev, and then even if I don't, I'm gonna spy Dev because I think he's Merlin. I'm trying to shoot and win missions. And then even if it doesn't work, I'm gonna still shoot him. Like,
Not
why?
really a good strategy.
I mean, it's like a 50% winning strategy as spy, which is not as good as you can get.
Wait, the assassination chat is... Oops.
I
Because
guess Starboard Merlin.
it was Dev
Yeah.
to Starboard. Yes, we did solve.
Yep. Hmm. All right. All right. This was fun, Pat.
Yeah, thanks for coming, and thank you guys for watching. Let's wrap this up.